konstantes Jahr 2017 spielt und der sich deshalb auch hier auf dieses zweite European Tour Event freut. Die Rede ist vom Hypercane Zoran Lerchbacher. Zoran Lerchbacher tritt gegen die Nummer 33 der Welt an. 25 Jahre ist er alt, er kommt aus Wales, er stand schon in 2 Pro-Tour-Finals. Er hat beim World Grand Prix 2015 auch das Viertelfinale erreicht. Ein herzliches Willkommen, Rasta J.Lewis.
Well, it's Austria versus Wales here at the Happy Bet German Darts Masters as Zoran Lerchbacher takes on J.Lewis, the Hypercane versus the Rasta. One named after a theoretical weather system, one named after a hairdo he stopped having years ago. You pick the bones out of that. I don't know. But the winner of this one will go through to the next round to face another Austrian, Mensur Suljovic, number 3 seed here this weekend at the German Darts Masters. We've already seen victories for young Ted Everts, German player Dragutin Horvat, Johnny Clayton picking the pocket of Ronnie Huybrechts, and then commanding victories for Roby John Rodriguez, yet another Austrian, and Daniel Larsson, the Swede, making his debut on the European Tour. Let's hear from a Yorkshireman, shall we? I know it's a trial, but he's here, so we may as well. Chris Murphy.
Hey up. So we've had some decent stuff and some not so great stuff mixed amongst it all, as is the case with these first rounds at European Tour events these days. Let's not forget Adrian Lewis and Daryl Gurney in action against each other this evening.
Well, this afternoon, Robbie Green and Mark Webster could be tasty.
First legs run
and
to
this one,
throw first.
In truth, having seen both players play over the last year or so, has the potential to go either way.
Yeah, it does.
In terms of quality or...
And you know what? I think Zoran Lerchbacher, over the last few weeks, has made a few strides.
43.
I know he's just started off 43, but he's been picking up results. He was a guy who was kind of an also-ran. You know, you'd see him every now and again. He obviously made the Worlds a couple of times. But he's been playing some half-decent stuff and having some runs. In fact, his form on the Pro Tour is as good as J.Lewis's, if we're honest.
Yeah, almost 6 months since J.Lewis reached as far as the quarterfinals in any Pro Tour event. He's only reached the last 16
100.
Twice in that time, although one of those was just a couple of weeks ago.
Well, 2 last 16s this year for J.Lewis, 2 last 16s for Zoran Lerchbacher as well. So he's never gone further than that in a ranking event. So obviously, J.Lewis, you know, he's made a final on the European Tour, did so in Gibraltar a few years back, beaten only by the great Phil the Power Taylor.
Yeah, 2013 beat Adrian Lewis. His namesake Kevin Painter and Robert Thornton along the way.
All in deciding legs, as I remember. And as I recall, certainly in the Painter and Lewis games, in those deciding legs, he fired in a 180. And he showed then, that was when I first started looking at J.Lewis and thinking, well, look, he's got the minerals, he's got the bottle. When it does come to tight games, he has the ability to play some of his best stuff. And then he's obviously been a quarter-finalist at the big TV tournament, made the Grand Prix quarter-finals. But it has been a bit of a tough time for him. I think, to be honest, he became a dad. I think he's got a lot on. I think he moved house and became a dad in a matter of weeks. And doing all that and producing your best darts, there's a lot of demands on your time there. This looks good, though.
125.
Don't believe in the so-called nappy factor. Then,
well, it's worked for some players. Well, I mean, it's worked for some. I know Mark Webster was... you know, he put some success down to it. Not be the same for everybody, though, can it?
100.
Harry Anderson won 2 world titles.
Well, yeah, but Ted Hankey's got like 9,000 kids, and if that was the case, then Ted Hankey would be a 900-time world champion, rather than the 2-time world champion that he is.
84. Zoran, you require 103.
Now then, Zoran looking at a ton plus. May need to go if he's going to hold his throw. Treble 17 for double 16. Ooh, an ugly one. Didn't like that. Mutterings 41. From the Austrian.
Jamie, you require 82.
Bullseye for double 16.
intriguing, but it means the bullseye now.
57.
Can't
On
believe
your
you went that way,
require
Dan.
62.
Oh, it is a curious route. Zoran may only get one dart himself. Well, he's going to get two. Double 16. Oh,
30.
Lerchbacher not really getting that close to the double 16. So J.Lewis looking at 25. 9 for double 8. Is that the route, or 1 for double 12? Oh, well, 14. That's a route.
He's doing his own thing today.
21.
And he hasn't won the leg. And
The one you require.
starting at 82,
32.
3 darts in hand, surely bullseye is the route, leaving yourself a double rather than a shot of the bull. Now, Lerchbacher is opting for a stylish end to this leg. Double 8, double 8s.
Aim shot in the first leg. Zoran Lerchbacher. Second leg, Jamie to throw first. Game on.
Well, Zoran having all sorts of problems hitting a double and then just fires in 2 darts. Curious. But yeah, I agree with you. The problem is
100.
with that 82, you may, I mean, even if he hits the treble 20, he's looking at double 11, which is not the greatest of doubles.
Yeah, and we saw Peter Wright do it in the Premier League. He went for treble 14 and didn't get a shot
93.
in the last leg against Anderson on Thursday. What a performance that was by Gary Anderson, by the way.
I mean, even if you are going to go for a treble, 82, I mean, I think I've seen Mentor do it. He goes treble 18. Because that not only leaves you a
46.
double, but it leaves you a double where you miss inside and you still get a double. Whereas the double 11 you don't. But look, that's one to take up with Mr. Lewis, and maybe that's a big factor in him losing that leg just there.
60.
Well, maybe about it, Dan, in my mind. Anyway, the crowd are enjoying what's going on. Lerchbacher is getting involved, having a little dance himself there.
140.
Frustration from Jamie Lewis. Couldn't find any meeting of these two guys in the past. But I think
59.
Zoran will be seeing a bit more of him. He seems to be committing himself to the tour. And as I say, although it's not been dramatic steps forward, this is pretty good from Jamie Lewis. Well, he's got 95 left. He could look at the bullseye. He could just stay there.
Well,
Well, why not?
190.
Yeah, it's not been dramatic improvements from Zoran, but I think there has been an improvement. We saw from Mensur himself, the number one player from Austria. When you actually do commit yourself to the tour, play regularly, you get better. Or you have the capacity to, at any rate. Double 16 for Jamie Lewis now.
19. Zoran, you
Probably
require
coming back.
49.
yeah, struggling a bit on the doubles. Jamie Lewis missed a couple in the first leg. Now he's going to have 3 clear.
109. Jamie requires 16.
Well, just to settle him down.
He
And
shows
that
in
will
the
help.
second leg, Jamie Lewis.
Let's level it
Early
up.
joins
Hits
with
that double
Rotas.
first dart, and after 4 consecutive misses, I think that is exactly what the doctor ordered for Jamie Lewis.
Now Lerchbacher's he watches darts enter the
140.
board and wobbles slightly because it looks like the points are that thin that they can't support the rest of the dart.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen a number of players throw these kinds of darts. Yeah, Peter Wright had them for a while. John Michael has always
100.
thrown these darts. But these ones are such that even when they stick in the board, they don't so much wobble as they just look like they're going to fall out.
Yes, it's quite a bulbous barrel and then a thin point.
60.
An absolute javelin that Jamie Lewis throws. Great long things.
55.
Both of these guys just consistently above the
100.
treble bed, but that is where, if they're going to miss, that's where they want it. They're better there than below the treble 20, because that makes it very hard for them to fight their way through. Like that. That is a very difficult dart for Jamie Lewis to work around, which is why he comes down the board looking at the treble 19s.
58.
Can't find them either, so Lerchbacher. No.
Well, we saw one of Jamie Lewis's Wales compatriots, Johnny Clayton, as you said, pick the pocket of Ronnie Huybrechts, breaking for the first time in the final leg after Huybrechts made a real hash of it at the end. Another one will be on after this. Robert Owen taking on
82.
German hopeful Max Hopp, and then Mark Webster completing a lineup of 4 Welshmen, a quarter of the field this afternoon. Webster up against Robbie Green.
137.
But here, Lewis in danger. Falling behind again.
60. Zoran, you require 20.
Double 10 then. Yep, that will do. Zoran Lerchbacher back into the lead.
First. Game on.
Didn't qualify for the opening European Tour, Zoran Lerchbacher. It isn't easy just to qualify for these events, particularly through the European qualifiers, which Zoran has to go through. There's only one tournament in Austria where there's the host nation qualifiers. That was how he made his Euro Tour debut way back in 2012. He's only won one game on the European Tour. That was in Austria last year. Beat the Black Cobra, Jeffrey de Zwaan, before Jelle Klaassen gave him an absolute hiding. But that was when Jelle was playing some really, really good stuff.
100.
Well, Lewis had to beat 2 very good players to qualify himself in Jamie Caven and Rob Cross.
Yeah, I can imagine you are absolutely gutted that you don't get to make loads of Easter cross puns over the course of this weekend as Lerchbacher fires in the second 180 of this match, first one for the Austrian.
Yeah, I'd lined up down all my hot cross puns.
Yeah. Oh. Physically hurts.
Well, it was you that was egging me on.
You actually do have a list of Easter puns, don't you, that you're gutted you're not going to use?
Yeah, I need to save them for tomorrow.
45.
Actually.
Well, there's something to look forward to. Not only is MVG, Peter Wright, and all the other big names entering the fray, but Chris Murphy will get out his big book of awful puns.
Just wait, you will not be a happy bunny.
140.
Ton 40, the darts is on.
Ryan Harrington is through to the final of the Challenge Tour event today, Dan. He's taking on Mark Frost as we speak in Challenge 2 of 5.
It's nice for a Harrington to get a mention on the European Tour. Not very often these days. Double 17. Not to be. Zoran looking at 116. May go 419s for tops.
48.
Opportunity for the first break of throw in this one. Needs 1 treble for a dart at a double. And he is looking at the 19s. Only got 1 there. You need 3 more, Zoran.
Having a good look at the 19s.
95.
55 for Lewis. Now, it's conventional 55. To go 15 double top here.
Why not?
Game shows in the full flag, Jamie Lewis.
We've got a level game again. I was trying to fathom what Zoran was up to in hitting 95 to leave himself 21 there, but I'm just not even going to bother because it's not any bearing on that game in the end.
60.
Yeah, Jamie Lewis himself has 4 titles on the Challenge Stroke Development Tour.
And every now and again, there's a weekend on the Senior Tour where he has threatened to go and claim his first. We saw an incredible weekend last weekend, of course, with 2 new winners on the PDC Pro Tour. Darryl Gurney, who was the highest-ranked player without a PDC title, won on the Saturday. That mantle was passed to Joe Cullen, who held it for a grand total of about 21 hours, because he then went on to beat Gurney in the final the following day.
And it will be interesting to see what happens with that pair, because to see if Jamie Lewis can fill this up, they can't, because it happened last year with Gerwyn Price and Josh Payne both winning maiden titles in the same weekend, and Gerwyn Price has really, really kicked on, hasn't he? Payne not so much. Obviously a younger player.
140.
But he did speak to Darryl Gurney afterwards and spoke about, will the floodgates open? And Darryl was very reserved, said he thinks that he'll have a bit of a target on his back. Well, he went all the way to the final the very next day. So he dealt with it very well, but Cullen, quite the opposite, said he's really been putting the work in, and he kind of felt it was coming, and he was motivated by hearing he was the highest ranked player not to win one. So let's keep an eye on those players this weekend.
Well, learning to win
61.
and learning to win titles. Don't underestimate how important it is. You know, Gurney said it himself. Everybody thinks they're able to do it, but until you've actually done it, you can't tell anybody because it's just talk. Now they have done it, they can back it up as Zoran. Oh, well, he's a long way off that treble 18.
39.
Opportunity for Lewis to break. Now, what route, Jamie?
Looks like treble 20. Now what route, Jamie?
6 or 10? Now then, only one way to go here. Double 16. And there it is. 102 checkout. The standout moment of quality in this match, and it has turned it in Jamie Lewis's favour. The first break of throw.
Game on.
And it may be all he needs. If he can hold firm now, Jamie Lewis. A chance to set up a second round clash with Mensur Suljevic.
100.
I think we've spoken about this before, but there's certainly a difference in Jamie Lewis's throw. He has this kind of aims high and then has to drop the elbow to throw the dart. It's not as pronounced, less exaggerated than it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be very dramatic. You can still see there's a little bit of movement, but I mean, it used to be very, very high, that dart, almost sort of around back where his forehead is, and he would bring it back, the whole shoulder and elbow drops, and then he'd propel it forward, and it didn't look particularly pretty. He could still throw very, very good darts. He was throwing like that when he made it all the way to the final of the Gibraltar Darts Trophy. And even the 16-time world champion Phil Taylor was giving his admittedly rather well-used speech about you'll see a lot of this guy in future. He's going to go on and win things.
100.
But he was right. He is a cracking little player.
He is a cracking little player. Not stopped being a cracking little player. Major quarter-finalist as well. But Jamie Lewis 60. Now, he's got to the age of 25, so there's no development tour. It's only senior tour for him. Now is when he needs to push on and become the top pro that he wants to be.
Yeah, he's been in and out of the top 32 as well, Jamie Lewis.
100.
He's just one place outside right now.
41.
Oh, it's good. Not quite good enough for the finish, though.
90. Jamie requires 64.
Right then, 16s or 8s. Double 8 for Lewis for 4-2. Across the double 4. Well, Lerchbacher gets a shot.
Zoran, you require 51.
Having somehow left 51.
Double 16 it is then. Good guide, you would think. Oh, he's on the wrong side of it. No use for Zoran.
8.
Could have broken straight back. This for a 2-leg cushion. Double 2. That's awkward. Not too awkward though. Jamie Lewis fires it into the corner of that double 2, and that is a crucial dart from Lewis. And it does give him that 2-leg advantage. Zoran Lerchbacher, work to do here if he is going to set up an all-Austrian clash in the second round with Mensur Suljevic, the number 3 seed, a former winner on the European Tour. And of course, the man who made the final of the European Championship. As it was last year, these European Tour events, they are the sole criterion for qualification for the European Championship. And last year we saw the best player on the European Tour, Michael van Gerwen, who was number 1 seed, take on the number 2 seed, 60. The second most consistent player on the European Tour, Mensur Suljevic, in the final.
Yeah, the top 4 reaching the semis, if I recall correctly.
60.
Nothing special in the averages here, 81 and 83. And you would think, playing at that level, not going to worry Mensur.
140.
It's just about getting through this opening day.
Well, breaking news from the PDC Challenge Tour. A 5-2 victory in the final for Ryan Harrington, beating Mark
95.
Frost. Massive, massive, great day for the Harringtons.
Wow.
Dan.
Sure, Rod, wherever he is. Probably glued to this, I would imagine. I mean, I'm sure he misses it.
Yeah, 6 years since Ryan Harrington won a development tour event.
100.
And don't underestimate the importance of the Challenge Tour, because look what it's produced over the last couple of years. Rob Cross and Ryan Searle making
83s.
Well, Rob Cross making a big impression in the senior PDC ranks, but Ryan Searle's had some moments as well. Ryan Lerchbacher not going to produce a moment of 161 checkout brilliance, and that means that J.Lewis
137
to strike what may prove to be a killer blow. 118 for another breaker throw and a 5-2 lead. Going to stay there. Unable to find the trouble he needed.
100.
He looked inviting, and 24. That point was proven when the third dart did find that target, although it's left him double 9. May not matter.
Game shot in the
Does it in the
leg.
end.
Zoran Lerchbacher. If like Jamie to throw first. Game on.
Well, the gap is closed once more. J.Lewis is going to have to... Oof.
123.
Going to have to remain strong on his own throw. Still in the balance, this.
Lerchbacher from Austria.
100.
Earlier today, Dragutin Horvat become the first German player to win this year on the European Tour. The first European Tour event saw all the home nation qualifiers fall at the first hurdle, but Max Hopp in the next game will...
60.
He may even go as favourite in that one.
Yeah, he had a real struggle to get through qualifying. Max Hopp will have more on that for his match, but
81.
he's had a tough time. I think to be fair, J.Lewis, you know, he'll be hoping that a weekend like this, in the same way that Max Hopp will be hoping that a weekend like this can really be the platform upon which to start building a successful season, because they haven't
60.
done what they would want to do, or to have done over the first few weeks of the 2017 season.
Well, so far it's shaping up to be a wonderful afternoon for the Welsh. Clayton through. Lewis looking to follow.
100.
And Owen takes on Hop. And Webster against Green. But Lewis still needs to win.
58.
2 more legs. And that hasn't helped.
Yeah, even a ton here for Lerchbacher gives him a realistic chance of a break. 60 may not be enough. Oh, 43 certainly isn't. Doesn't even get him down to a finish. Absolute gift for J.Lewis.
Not looking this gift horse in the mouth.
180.
Well, it's only his second 180, but J.Lewis producing it at a crucial moment as he looks to re-establish that 2-leg advantage and go within 1 leg of a place in the second round. And there it is. J.Lewis does pin the double 10. It's a 17-dart leg.
Game on.
Well, Lerchbacher knows exactly what's required now.
140.
Solid start, but Lewis will have the throw for the match if he doesn't get it done here.
$100.
Well, there's still very little in the averages as Zoran fills that up for his second maximum. In fact, that visit takes Zoran to a higher average.
Well, it's been a happy medium in terms of what we've seen so
100.
far today. But could be in for a grandstand finish if Zoran carries on like this.
Oh, certainly. He needs to see this
100.
off, but he also needs to replicate this leg in the next one to find a break of throw. And of course, it's not a gimme that he's able to get down from 81 and see this off, because just go and have a chat with Ronnie
100.
Hybrex, assuming he hasn't left the building.
81.
Well, 81 after 9 darts is fantastic by any standard.
I like this route.
41.
Really like that route with 81. I know if you hit the bullseye, you don't get 2 darts at a double, but your opponent's not on a finish. You're guaranteeing yourself a double of your choice.
Does give him time to think, though, doesn't it?
57s are on your record 40.
Waiting another throw to get this leg done. Knows how important it is, but double top it is. 10s. 5s.
30. Jamie record
Well, this
44.
is for the match.
And what a way to win it. Nope, not gonna happen.
96.
These can be tricky, though,
On your record
particularly
10.
when you've already missed 4 darts for the leg, a leg that you're completely in charge of, a leg that you have to win. Oh, Zoran. Don't mess with the doubles,
score.
Zoran. Jamie Lewis is going to get match darts.
48.
Lerchbacher misses 7 for that leg, and the Austrian may be making an early exit. Double 16 for the Welshman.
Well, Lerchbacher was shaking his head
shot.
before that visit.
And the match,
He'll certainly
Jamie
be shaking
Lewis.
it now. Jamie Lewis through to the second round. He'll take on another Austrian tomorrow. Mensur Suljovic waits for the Welshman. 2 Welshmen draw already. 2 still to come in our final 2 games of this afternoon session. Matt Top up next against Robert Owen, and then Robbie Green against Mark Webster. We'll have both of those matches live after we've heard from Jamie Lewis talking to Elmar.
Nicht umsetzen können. Jamie Lewis gewinnt diese Partie gegen den Österreicher. Jamie, congratulations. Happy with your win, happy with your game?
Yes, but it wasn't the best of games, but I got through it, so I'm not happy.
You beat the one Austrian guy, the next one is waiting, Mensur Suljovic. That's a difficult match. He's really good in the last 18 months, I would say.
Yeah, obviously it's a tough game next game. I've got to play a lot better than I did tonight, but I fancy my chances. If I play like I can, then you never know.
Looking forward to that. Thank you very much. Jamie Lewis. Der ist froh, dass er durch ist. Der freut sich auf das Match gegen Mensur Suljovic, denn das ist sein nächster Gegner. So, und jetzt gleich kommt der, auf den sich schon viele hier freuen. Max Hopp gegen Robert Owen aus Wales. Bis gleich.